and welcome back to the next episode of Mapsimise's Deep Dive podcast with Erica and James. In this episode, we are looking at all things maps and location intelligence. So come along, let's get ready to get your data mapped.
Okay, so you guys have been asking for a deep dive into location intelligence in the public sector. And we're working with excerpts from location intelligence in the public sector by Mapsimise.
Okay.
They're doing some really interesting work in the field.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered how knowing where can completely change the game? And we're not just talking about like finding the shortest route to work here.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's really about harnessing the power of location data to make government more efficient, more effective, and honestly smarter.
You know, it's funny. We use location intelligence every single day without even thinking about it.
Yes.
Right. Our phones are tracking our every move, hopefully with our consent. And we rely on GPS for everything. But what really blew my mind reading this Mapsimise report was how much potential LI has to actually improve our lives from a civic standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. What's so fascinating about this is how LI goes beyond simply knowing where things are.
Yeah.
It's about connecting the dots between location and other data sets, demographics, public health records,
Right.
even traffic patterns to reveal these patterns and insights that would otherwise remain hidden.
And the Mapsimise source actually gave a really cool example of this.
Yeah.
They talked about a project where they used LI to understand why certain neighborhoods had higher rates of asthma.
Right, and they actually discovered that proximity to industrial areas and major roadways, which you can map with location intelligence, was a major contributing factor, even more so than they initially thought.
And that's huge because now city planners can use that information to make more informed decisions about zoning, transportation, even public health initiatives.
Yeah.
It's like having a crystal ball.
Yeah.
But instead of predicting the future, it's like it helps you understand the present and make smarter decisions. Right?
Exactly. And you know, what's really interesting about this is how this granular level of understanding can translate to like real world cost savings.
Right.
The report actually broke down how LI helped one city optimize its waste collection routes
Okay.
and save them thousands of dollars a year.
Just by analyzing where the dumpsters were and when they were likely to be full.
Yeah.
That's incredible. See, these are the kinds of applications I think we really need to be highlighting.
Absolutely. It's not always flashy.
Right.
But it's about working smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And using taxpayer dollars more effectively.
And it's not just about saving money, right?
Yeah.
Mapsimise also talked about using LI to improve emergency response times.
Right. And this is where that, like real-time aspect of location data becomes absolutely crucial.
Right.
Instead of relying on these like static maps,
Right.
emergency services can use LI to get a dynamic view of what's happening on the ground.
Oh, wow.
Think about road closures, traffic congestion, even these hyper-local weather events.
Yeah.
All of this can be factored in to dispatch the closest and most appropriate responders.
So instead of a fire truck getting stuck in traffic, it's rerouted to the fastest possible route.
Precisely. And that can make all the difference in an emergency situation.
It's fascinating to think about how this technology can be used to address those like everyday inefficiencies we often just take for granted.
Right.
We've talked a lot about specific examples, but if you had to sum up the core value proposition of location intelligence for the public sector,
Yeah.
what would you say it is?
I think it really boils down to this. Location intelligence allows governments to move from a reactive approach to a proactive one.
Okay.
It's about anticipating needs, optimizing resources,
Yeah.
and ultimately creating a more responsive and citizen-centric government.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. It's like shifting from putting out fires to like preventing them in the first place.
Exactly. And the Mapsimise report touched on how LI can play a role in longer-term planning as well.
Yeah.
They used the example of infrastructure projects.
Which can be such a headache, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cost overruns and delays.
Yeah.
Not to mention like the impact on communities.
Right. But with LI city planners can use things like, geospatial modeling and demographic projections.
Right.
To determine the best locations for new roads, bridges, even public transportation lines. They can anticipate future needs and minimize disruptions.
So it's about being more strategic and making sure those big investments are actually going to benefit the community in the long run.
Yeah.
Now, this might be getting a little ahead of ourselves, but the source mentioned AI.
Right.
And how it's going to play a role in the future of location intelligence. What do you make of that?
It's definitely an area to watch. AI can analyze these like massive location data sets in ways that humans just simply can't, uncovering even more complex patterns and insights. Imagine being able to, predict traffic patterns with incredible accuracy, or like anticipate potential infrastructure failures before they even happen.
Wow. That's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But it also feels like we're entering uncharted territory here.
Absolutely. And this is where that conversation about ethical considerations becomes so important.
Right.
As LI becomes more powerful, we need to be very, very thoughtful about how this technology is developed and deployed.
Yeah.
Ensuring transparency and responsible use of data.
It's like we've been given this incredible tool, and now it's up to us to figure out how to use it wisely for the benefit of everyone.
Well said.
Yeah.
And I think that's something for all of us to think about.
Yeah.
How might location intelligence impact your community, your neighborhood, even your own street? What questions should we be asking our leaders? What possibilities are we overlooking?
That's a great point to end on. It's not just about the technology itself, but how we choose to use it. And who knows? Maybe one of our listeners will be inspired to unlock the next big thing in location intelligence. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Thank you so much for listening. Please do remember to subscribe, comment, and share. Also, do visit Mapsimise.com if you would like to get your free account. It's free forever, so feel free to sign up. Finally, we do hope to see you next time for more insight into using maps in your business. Mapsimise.com, because it's your data mapped.